Joining us to take us to the fine print and, of course, the road ahead is Mr. George Alexander, the Managing Director at Muthoot Finance. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us live. So we've seen the fine print. We've absorbed the numbers since the weekend. I think what the markets and our viewers will want to know is the road ahead. Mr. Alexander, now if you were to see the number of auctions which have gone up, something your competitor and industry peer Manappuram had to go through exactly a year ago, what's the larger message out there for your shareholders, given the fact that cost of funds are also only going to go one way, which is up for the rest of the year and the new financial year?
Thank you. And see, the last quarter was a difficult quarter. We just came out of the pandemic 2, and then the pandemic 3 also struck. And quarter 3 was not very good. But in spite of that, we had been able to increase our disbursals. Our disbursals have really gone up. But our focus was mainly on collections, because collections were important, because the loans which were given earlier were becoming stage 3 assets. So these had to be taken back by the customers, and those who did not take back had to be auctioned. But in spite of that, our disbursals were very good, and we had a 22% increase in the disbursals. But of course, the same repayments also were there in that year. That is why we had a flat growth. But as far as the profit is concerned, we were able to maintain, and we continued to maintain the profit for the year. Then your question was about the road ahead. We see the economic activity picking up, MSME, small business. These are our mainstay customers. The MSME and the small traders, small businessmen are our mainstay customers. We are seeing, because now things are opening up here also in Kerala, even in Kerala, schools, etc., are opening from today. So we should see more pickup in economic activity. Once that happens, we should see more business coming our way.
Okay, and you have conceded that it was certainly a difficult quarter. Now, we've been hearing a lot of chatter, right, that there is a degrowth which is taking place in the hinterland, in the rural economy as well. So once again, coming back to the main question, how to see all of this at a time when the cost of funds will also be going up? What's the larger message going forward?
I think the cost of funds have stabilized. I don't think it will go up very high, because actually the cost of funds have come up by about 2% or 200 basis points in the last 1 year, 1.5 years. Probably it may go up by 50 basis points in the next 5 to 6 months. So the cost of funds will definitely remain low, but will not go back to the 2-year back higher rates of cost. But we have been able to pass on a good percentage of this reduced borrowing cost to our customers to keep them, what should I say, satisfied, because their business is also not doing that well. So we have been able to support them last quarter. We will continue to support them. So the business environment, I'm sure it will not be as as high as last year, but then we should see growth in the next quarters also. Quarter 4, and then the next year's quarters also.
So a lot of people are entering into gold finance. A lot of banks are trying to push gold finance. How is Muthoot placed? I mean, somebody was telling me that Muthoot on an average gives out or sanctions number of loans which are higher than, even any of the largest private bank.
Yeah, we continue to do that because people, probably because of our experience, our good work in the last several decades in this business, people think of Muthoot as the first choice for a gold loan. That is why many people come. As we all know, there is a lot of competition, or more and more people are coming into the gold loan sector. It only again shows that this is a good sector, this is a growth sector. That is why more and more people are coming. But the market is also expanding. More and more new customers who earlier thought gold loans were not that good are thinking of gold loan for their business needs. So that should widen the market and increase the market. So people are coming. There is a lot of growth here. Banks are entering. Other NBFCs are entering. Only one thing I would like to add here. When economic activity picks up and all other forms of lending also goes up, some of these customers, some of these new players who just ventured into a gold finance also will lose interest. That is what we have seen in the last 10 years back also. A lot of people entered in the sector when there was a good demand, but then they lost interest because they were not focused fully on gold. Whereas Muthoot Finance, over the several decades, we've been focused on gold loan. We'll continue to be focused on gold loans. We see that it's a good sector in good times and in bad times.
Right. So, gold prices have once again started to inch up. Your overall LTV has been reduced over the years. I mean, the risk which was there earlier when the IPO had come out, or probably after that, you've mitigated that over the years. Plus, the size has grown. So, can you just tell us that now when gold prices go up, what sort of a benefit does Muthoot get over a period of time?
See, when the gold price goes up, the two benefits, which one to the customer, he is eligible for more amount on the same gold. Whereas earlier, if he was getting 5,000, he will get 5,500. That is one advantage for the customer who doesn't have too much of gold with him. So for him, he's eligible for more loans. And for us, if and when a customer defaults and he's abandoning the gold, and finally we have to auction the gold, our realizations will be better if the gold price is higher. That is the two advantages we see in gold loan. Gold price. But then we always factor for a steady state or even a small fall in the gold price. That is why we are able to maintain our book.
Good morning, and we've seen a lot of companies as well up their strategy when it comes to digital. What about your company? Can you walk us through what the digital strategy is, what the growth drivers are going to be, and where the key focus is going to lie for Muthoot?
Yeah, but again, now in the last one or two conversations with investors and others, I have been clarifying that we do not do any digital lending as such. There is no digital lending. We do only gold loans, so there is no digital lending. But what we do is customers are able to make their payments, or we are able to receive their payments digitally. That is what we try to do. Or second is we try to acquire a customer digitally. But finally, it's all based on the customers coming to our branch, or we going there and collecting the gold and then giving it. There is no actual, I don't know what people mean when they say digital lending. We don't do that type of lending. We do only with the collateral. The collateral has to come to Muthoot and then we give the gold. But then digitally, these customers can transact. Once the gold is with us, they have money, they can take top cups, they can repay the money. But finally, again, when they want to take back the gold, somebody has to physically come to the branch. Or in some cases, we do the loan at home, that we give the service to the customers, that we can go and collect the gold from his residence and probably give it also to him at a fee, for a fee.